Bezat Hashem, we're back at the Limud tonight already. What day of the month? You know what it is?
What is it?
28th. 28th of Tishrei. That's tonight. The fourth day of the week already. You know, it's Yom Revi'i, Leil Revi'i. So Bezat Hashem, we're back at the Limud Torah. We're going to cover quickly the tries to go into the Parashat. Maor, you're going to read the pasuk and I'll try to explain. Yeah.
Alright. אלה תולדות נוח, נוח איש צדיק, תמים היה בדורותיו ואת האלוהים ותלך נוח.
Beautiful. So again, so אלה תולדות Noach, right? So you see something very strange over here. When it says אלה תולדות Noach, what does that mean? These are the offsprings. תולדות, תולדה means an offspring.
What is
right?
offspring?
Offspring means children. תולדה, נולד. נולד לך ילד, you know how to speak Hebrew? You speak Hebrew a little bit, right? So תולד, נולדה. יש לך תולדות, Shabbat. Shabbat says that on Shabbat you're not allowed to light fire, right? All those take better. On Shabbat you're not allowed to cook in the fire. You can't light fire to cook. Now, can you cook from something that is already hot? Meaning you took let's say a dish, a frying pan, you put it in the fire, right? And it's very hot. Can you take this frying pan, put it on the table now, and put the eggs in it to boil it?
Yes.
To cook it? No.
You can't?
Of course not. Because even though you're not cooking on the fire directly, but this is very hot, that it's like you're cooking on the fire, even though you're not. So that will be an offshoot. So here also it says, Ele toldot Noach. The pasuk tells us, these are the generation, the next generation of Noach. So, what does it say when they look inside? What's after that? What should it say? If I'm going to tell you, these are the generations of Noach, what should be the next word?
What should be the next word?
Tell us what are the generations, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't say that. The pasuk says, Noach ish tzaddik. So the Rashi right away picked up on that, and he has a problem. I don't understand. You told me, the Torah tells me, look inside Rashi, put your finger on the Rashi. Torah says, Eli toldot Noach, Noach ish tzaddik. I don't understand that. Because in reality, it should not say, it should say, if these are the offsprings, these are the children of Noach, what should it enumerate?
What's your name?
What should it say right now? If it tells you these are the children of Noach.
Has it say something about the children?
That's right. It's telling me the children's names.
And it says Ish Sadiq.
What's going on? Noach, Ish Tzaddik? What's going on here? So Rashi is perplexed. Rashi is very much concerned. I don't understand this parsuk. It doesn't make sense. This is not the way to talk. If you want to tell me somebody has children, and you want to say, these are the children, you don't say, I want to, if the Torah just told me, Noach had children, Ayale Noach Banim. Okay. You don't have to tell me their names. But if you want to tell me, these are the offspring, these are the children of Noach, the next line should be the names of the children of Noach. So Rashi says, I don't understand what's going on. Look at Rashi. So first Rashi says, what are we saying here? It says, first we have to understand what does the pasuk mean. Pasuk is talking about that Noach was a righteous man. Right? Ho'il. So Rashi says, I don't know, why do I care if he was righteous or not? Why is that important? Because Rashi tells you, look at the last pasuk of the previous parasha. Go back. What does the last pasuk says? Pasuk Chet. Read the pasuk Chet over there.
In the Rashi or?
No, give the Torah.
Pasuk Chet. V'Noach matzah chen b'nei Adonai.
Good. We're learning now Parashat Perek, chapter 6, pasuk 9. That's the starting of the Parashat Noach, right? So Rashi says, look at the end of the last parasha, the 8th pasuk. Translate that. Noach and Noach
matzah chen b'nei Adonai.
Right, and Noach
found
favor
in
the eyes of Hashem.
In the eyes of Hashem. What
Good.
does that mean?
So, meaning he was very happy with him. The Torah tells us there were tens of trillions of people. The whole world was filled with people, and they all did not want to follow Hashem. There was only one Hashem found to be somebody who followed Hashem, who was with the zest and fire, and he wanted to to come close to
What about
Hashem.
his kids?
1 second, we're not there yet. Him and his kids, you're right. But before we go to the kids, we have to know from where that stems from. Where does that start from? The father. So imagine yourself, you have tens of trillions of people in the world, and only one out of all this, Hashem finds, okay, this guy's good. That's what the Torah ends of last week, Parsha. So Rashi says, since we told you that Noach finds Ho'il v'hiskiro siper b'shivcho, since we brought down previously, the last pasuk, that Noach was praiseworthy because he found favor in Hashem's eyes. So says Rashi, the way this pasuk starts, it's telling me why. Why did he find favor in Hashem's eyes? Because he was.
Because he was he had a favor in Hashem.
Because he was.
Because he was Tzaddik.
Ish Tzaddik. So that's what Rashi is telling us. Shneimar, as we learn in the Torah, that tells us in Mishlei. Who wrote Mishlei?
Who wrote it?
Mishlei was written by Shlomo HaMelech. Mishlei was all the Mashalim was brought down by Moshe Shlomo HaMelech. So over there he wrote in chapter, look at Rashi, Mishlei, chapter Yud, Pasuk Zayin, Zecher Tzadik Livrocha. Are you with me, Rashi? Yeah, right here, Habibi. Right here, we're still here. This Mishlei, right? Zecher Tzadik
Where?
Livracha. Once again, I just saw it. Yeah. Mishlei, you see this Mishlei? Yeah, Mishlei, Yud Zayin. Chapter Yud, Pasuk Zayin. Zecher, Tzadik Livracha. More than that. When you mention a tzaddik, when you remind, when you speak of a tzaddik, let's say you say Baba Sari. Let's say you say you were here on Slichot. Anenu b'schutei debar Yochai, right? They say, why we say that?
Why?
Because anytime you mention a holy name, he gets blessed and you get blessed. Zecher tzaddik lebracha. Whoever brings a memory of a righteous person out, he should be blessed. You hear how far we're going? So every time you talk about a holy people, you get blessed for it. That's what Rashi says. So here too, HaKadosh Baruch Hu wanted to point out that Noach matzachem b'nei Hashem, that Noach Hashem found him to be favorite, but why? Why? To tell us because he was a righteous person. Davar acher, another problem. We had a big problem. What was the first question we asked on this pasuk?
The first question?
Yes.
And I said, why is he not mentioning his kids?
That's right. Beautiful. Beautiful. So why aren't we saying, if you want to tell me these are the children of Noach, you should tell me this is the children and give me the name. But the Torah doesn't do that. Torah tells us, Noach ish tzaddik haya bedorotav. I don't understand. So Rashi explains, Davar acher, to teach you what is going on here. Lelamedcha, look at Rashi. Lelamedcha, sheikar toldotem shel tzaddikim, the main offspring, the main thing that a person has in this world, of the righteous especially, ma'asim tovim, their deeds are remembered forever. If you take a look, Abraham Lincoln was a nice president, right? Everybody remembers him. What nice did he do? He said man should be free. Nobody should be a slave to nobody, right? So, that's a very nice thing he created. What's his children's names?
Who, Abraham Lincoln?
Yeah.
I don't know, but
That's right. Nobody knows. Unless you study that, you would know Mustama he had children. But why everybody remembers when he freed the slaves?
because that's a big thing.
Because big nice thing he did, right? He helped people to realize, but don't have to be, there's no servants over here. Whatever it's a good thing or a bad thing, we're not going to argue that right now. But you see, people remember what the deeds of a person were. Same thing here. How do we know Moshe Rabbeinu? Moshe Rabbeinu is right? He was, you know how holy he was?
Yeah.
How many times did you hear from any rabbi say that Moshe Rabbeinu knew secrets of Hashem's names and he was big Kabbalist, and nobody cares about that. What everybody remembers Moshe Rabbeinu for?
For bringing everyone out of Mitzrayim.
That's right, good deeds. Aaron HaKohen, what does everybody remembers him? Making peace. You remember righteous people for their good deeds. And that's what Ele Toldot Noach Ish Tzaddik. So the Torah Rashi says that the good things that he did, that's what we want to point out here. That's what memory of a person. Even though, continue later, B'dorotav, in his generation,
ודותיו את האלוהים התהלך נוח.
Italech Noach. So Rashi says the first thing, Bedorotav. What does Bedorotav mean? So he says, Yesh mirabotenu dorshim oto leshevach. Some from the rabbis tell us it's a praiseworthy thing, right?
Yeah.
Kol sheken she'ilu haya bedor tzadikim haya tzadik yoter. So imagine yourself, a Jew growing up amongst all the barbarians. One person out of trillions, the whole evil. And he's so great. Now, if this person lives with great people, what's going to happen to him? He's going to be even greater. He's not going to have any influence from the back outside at all. So Rashi says, some rabbis mean that's what the Torah tells us, to teach us. And the other rabbis say, no, it's not true. Look inside. V'yesh dorshim oto lignai. Some say, no, actually, Noach, it actually was a bad thing that he is praised in his generation. Why? Lefi doro haya tzaddik. According to his generation, he was a righteous person. Why? Because everybody would go to movie theaters. All the Jewish boys would go to the movie theaters. And you know what he did?
Yeah.
He was not watching movies. He would do it privately in his house. Nobody saw him do it. Meaning, he was not such a righteous person. Compared to everybody else, they were doing publicly, they were doing bad things all day outside, and they would steal. But Noach was not so good, but he was quietly to himself. He didn't cause other people to do averot. Meaning, what does that mean? Ve'ilu haya bedoro shel Avraham Avinu lo haya nechshav liklum. If he was in Avraham Avinu's generation, he would be nothing, zero. And not so good.
Why? What's so good about Avina's generation?
Why? Continue. Why? Because look at the next pasuk, and the next to this line. Et ha'elohim italech Noach. Because it says, you know why? Because it tells us in the parasha that Noach was traveling with Hashem. By Abraham Avinu says Rashi, no.
What does it mean traveling?
Hashem, let's say you ever saw a drunk person, how people carry him? Two people on each side, right? Carry him, he walked like that. So that's what Noach was with Hashem. Hashem had to carry Noach. By Abraham Avinu says Rashi, U'be'Abraham Omer, but if you take a look in chapter 17, in Bereshit, Pasuk Aleph, it says differently. Abraham Avinu, Italech lefanai. Hashem told Abraham Avinu, you go before me, meaning you to be the leader. Why? Noach haya tzarich sa'ad letomcho. Noach needed somebody to help him, to guide him, to pass through this evil generation. But Abraham Avinu, no, on his own. אבל אברהם אבינו היה מתחזק ומהלך בצדקו מאליו. Abraham Avinu was by himself, regardless. Everybody was throwing stones at him, throwing tomatoes, throwing whatever they made a mess out of him, cursed him, and they did everything, and yet Abraham Avinu survived it all. V'talech lefanai. Hashem told him, you go, you have the power. Noach, he needed somebody to walk with him, to make sure he doesn't fall down, doesn't trip, right? Like a drunkard. That was Hashem says, Italech Noach. Et Elohim italech Noach. With Hashem Noach walked. But Abraham Avinu, go before me. What Rashi now says, what means Hitalech? Look at the black letters over there. Hitalech in the Torah, Lashon Avar. וזהו שימושו של למד. בלשון כבד, to teach you that in the previous, in the past tense. What does that mean? Hitalech. The Rashi tells us that since Hithalech, he was going with him from the past. Meaning, Noach had to start a little bit. I have to understand this world. Hashem is not going to guide you. He's not going to push you to go anywhere. Hashem is not going to push you from the beginning. He will help you later when you make a first step. You have to make a decision, and then Hashem will guide you and help you, because Hashem wants you to be successful. Hashem loves His children to be successful and to be happy. It makes a person satisfied. Oh, Baruch Hashem, I achieved something, right? So Hashem wants that, but He cannot start the path for you. He's not allowed to. That's the way He made the condition in this world. He said, I'm going to help you only if you start. So Noach started on his own and he was pushed all the way. Avraham Avinu was so powerful. He was so like a bulldozer. You know what a bulldozer is?
What is that?
A bulldozer is a big tractor that pushes the earth. Some tractors, they could only pick up a little bit and they could load different trucks. But a bulldozer has a big, like a snow plow, you know what about a plow? And you could move the earth. That's a bulldozer. It's a big tractor. He doesn't pick up to move the way, to open the way. He pushes everything in front of him. That's like a Avraham bulldozer, going all the way. And Bezat Hashem, tomorrow we'll continue.
Okay.